Well, hi there. How you doing? Welcome to this 15th of November in the year of 2020. I'm really happy to have you here. We're halfway through the month, so welcome. I'm just going to give everybody a moment to jump in and go from there. Looks like we're live now on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on Twitch. So, well, hi. Welcome to Austin. It's a great place. I'm apparently floating above the city, or slightly in line with it. And my name is Phil Maki, and I'm here to talk to you guys today because, we're kind of ending the year, sort of, almost there, and I wanted to take some time to look back over the year and talk a little bit about some of the things that have happened and maybe some of the places that they're going to go. I'm going to show you guys a little bit about how, if you're interested in supporting me and what I do, I'm going to show you how you can do that. Pretty cool stuff. And talk about some things you can look forward to in the not so distant future. So strap on in, find yourself a comfy nook, kick your feet up, enjoy this video, pet your cats. It's important. And feel free, by the way, to go ahead and put some comments in. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and feel free to put those comments and questions in the chat, and I'll probably answer your question live, to be honest with you. I don't really have too much of a rigid format for this next group of minutes that I'm going to be talking to you. So feel free to treat this like your own personal hangout session with me, and we'll just talk. It'll be great. All right? Cool. Nod if you agree. Okay, good. All right. So this one. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's talk a little bit. So this has been a crazy year, right? But I'm not going to get into all of the craziness that everybody else has been experiencing because I don't want to go down any kind of too emotional of roads. But I do want to talk about creatively, for me, what this year has been like, because it's been a lot, and it feels like it's been more than a year. I'm not sure if you guys know what I mean by that, but hopefully you can relate. Or hopefully, well, I don't want you to be able to relate to that. It's kind of a weird feeling, but it does feel like a lot has happened. This year started out with a couple of big things. Believe it or not, I had my first experience working on a television show. I was a production assistant for 4 episodes of a new CBS all-access reality show called That Animal Rescue Show. So those of you that have CBS All Access and you feel like watching a really amazing show that's filmed right here in Austin, all about animals and how they help people and how people have helped animals, and it's just a really beautiful show. So I hope you'll check it out. But I was a production assistant for 4 of those episodes, and that was happening way back in January. And it was one of the hardest jobs I've ever done. But it was a cool job to be able to do and to have that little credit on my resume. Thank you, Cassie. Thank you for saying that. You're proud of me. I appreciate that. Here, I'll prove it. See, she said that right there. Right there. So that was the beginning of the year, and then not long after that, the gig kind of ended. Well, actually, during that, I should say, or was it before that? I'm losing track of things. It was right around the same time. I edited a film created by a local director here in Austin. The film is called To Love and to Be Loved. It a very emotional film. I don't know where it can be seen right now. I'm not sure if it can be seen publicly, but it was a film that I edited, and that was cool to be able to just kind of focus on being an editor, not have any direction or writing or acting, just to focus on one thing. It was kind of nice to be able to do that, and so that was also in the beginning of this year. And then things started to get a little bit crazy, right? Hey, Vinny Paul says greatness. Thank you, Vinny Paul. Thanks for being here. Vinny's a great guy who has moved out to the LA area to pursue all kinds of creative things. He's a great guy. So then I did this crazy Kickstarter thing. Do you remember that? Does anybody remember the crazy, huge Kickstarter event? That was pretty nuts, right? With your help and with a lot of sweat, a lot of energy, and we all, collectively rose a little over $5,000 so that I could put on this convention, kind of a first of its kind, in a way, at least for this area, in May. And unfortunately, that convention did not happen. That money got put towards merchandise that I could send out to thank people, which I am still working on. If you're wondering, if you're one of the folks that supported and didn't get your merch yet, some people got their merch. But I am still working on that. There were a few little bumps in the road about ordering certain items. And so I'm still working on that. I haven't forgotten about you. And I do thank everybody for, working to make that convention, try to happen. Hey, Ronan. Ronan says, my man, Maki. So, what's going to happen with that convention, in case you're wondering, I do kind of want to give you guys the update on that. Thank you for anybody that gave me a thumbs up or a heart. I appreciate that very much. I didn't know who was going to be watching today. It's a beautiful day here in Austin. Obviously, you can see behind me how beautiful it is. Clearly, this is happening right now. But I didn't know if anybody would be watching right now. I didn't want to wait till too late in the evening when everybody's trying to wind down and such. So, those of you who are watching this after the fact, thanks for watching after the fact. You matter as well, even if you couldn't see it happen live. But anyway, that convention that didn't happen in May, I'm going to try and see if I can make it a virtual event this coming month, December. I'm going to try to make it a virtual event, okay? So I haven't forgotten about all of your support. I thank you guys so much for that. And the goal is now to make it a virtual event. So maybe in the future it can be a real event. Maybe I'll have to do another fundraiser and try again. But for now, that's where TuneIn ATX is headed. It's headed to be virtual. So just keep those eyeballs peeled to see when that happens. I promised myself I wouldn't say too much today. I've already broken my word to myself. Have you ever thought about the word It's like the human equivalency of not wanting there to be dead space. But we should be okay with dead space, because then you can hear music, you can hear silence, which isn't a bad thing. I've been thinking a lot about that. Anyway. So that was the next thing that happened. That was TuneIn ATX. See, I just did it again. And then over the summer, it was kind of unexpected how this happened. Actually, right before the summer. I recorded for 72 days in a row, okay? I don't know if any of you remember that, but it was 1 hour a day for 72 days. And that was a little strange program that I labeled Whatever This Is. It was literally called that. It was called Whatever This Is. It wasn't anything in particular. It was kind of like this. It was kind of like us just having this conversation where I'm talking to myself essentially, and having you folks kind of watching live. I've got Diana saying, Cassie says, sounds like 2020 has been a jamboree of awesome for you. Cassie, it actually has been a jambalaya. It has been a jambalaya of awesome. I feel guilty saying that because it's been such a hard year. And I'm not saying that it hasn't been hard for me. Trust me, I don't publicly talk about how things get difficult. I don't. If you're wondering if they're always smooth going for me, they're not. Okay? Just know that. But I also take a certain responsibility in my social media. For me, I'm not saying you guys have to do this with what you do. It's just a personal thing. And I would prefer that when someone comes to look at what I'm doing, that it could maybe bring a smile to their face. Doesn't mean I'm all smiles all the time. Don't be fooled. But it does mean that's how I prefer to be broadcasting myself to the world, if at all possible. So Ronan says, I know how hard it was. I'm sure I know you do, man. I know you do know that. Diana with the ums. Thank you, Diana. So there were 72 hours of whatever this is. It was once a day, every day. It was such an amazing journey. I was so thankful to have everybody join me. And that kind of led into being invited to another channel entirely away from my own called Streaming the Magic. And on that channel, it wasn't something that I was planning either. I didn't know when I was going to do more Stay Tuned. I really didn't know. I had started recording episodes for Stay Tuned Season 3 podcast. And then I got this generous offer from Streaming the Magic to do a video version of stuff on their channel. So I was like, all right, well, if I'm going to do a video version of something, let me basically take Stay Tuned, the podcast, and kind of make it a live podcast. It was an interesting experiment. It happened over 14 weeks, starting in June and going for 14 weeks straight. There was never a break. It was Monday nights. And man, was that a cool experience, you guys. I got to meet brand new people who didn't know about Stay Tuned, people who didn't even know I existed, and got to reach out to them, which was just amazing. I got to make some more incredible connections with people in the industry that I just adore and respect. And some people I already knew that I had interviewed before and got to interview again. It was incredible. Stay Tuned Live was incredible. It was an incredible 14 weeks. And all of it was free. And if for some reason you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can just go to YouTube and search Stay Tuned Live. Probably add my name in there to make sure that it pops up. But you can watch all 14 episodes. All of this stuff, by the way, I should say, no, not all of it, sorry, but the 72 hours of recording and then the 14 weeks of Stay Tuned Live, all of that was available for free. Free stuff. I try to put free stuff out there as much as I possibly can, okay? And that's kind of part of the thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today, because if you see this link below me and it talks about supporting on Patreon, I'm going to get more to that later, but I do a lot of stuff for free, and I've really dedicated my life to creating content. And now is the time that I'm reaching out to people and asking you to maybe go without a $5 coffee this week and take that $5 and toss it over here into Patreon. That's what I'm going to be asking people to do. I know that maybe that sounds like, I don't know, to somebody that probably sounds like a lot of money. Maybe, I don't know, but I think there's probably enough people out there that can spare $5 or more, and I think that this is a great place to do it, because I'm going to keep making content. That's what this video is about today. I'm going to keep making content into the new year. Let's continue our journey through 2020, shall we? Shall we do that? Let's see what happened next. What happened next was FanCon. FanCon is this sort of an offshoot show, right? Sort of a sibling to Stay Tuned Live, kind of. It wasn't live, but it was video. It was pre-recorded, so there was some editing, but it still had the video element. So it was somewhere in between Stay Tuned Live and Stay Tuned the podcast. There's this like middle ground. And that's where FanCon came from. And FanCon, as of right now, there's only 4 episodes, but they're all free. You just got to go to thefancon.com and you can watch them for free. They were themed around one particular subject. In this case, it was Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, of course, an over 50-year long running animation franchise. And so I decided to take a look at Scooby-Doo as a franchise, talk to some people that were responsible for some of the things we've seen with Scooby-Doo, and to kind of go behind the scenes and take some video clips of the shows and weave them in so you could kind of get like a visual aid on what was going on and what we're talking about. It's really like a cool evolution of all the stuff that I've been doing with interview shows. So the 4th part of that just came out 2 days ago. Friday the 13th just came out. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, don't worry, you haven't really missed it. It's still pretty new. So you can definitely watch the FanCon and see what that's all about. Will there be more FanCon? Nobody asked. Some people are asking. Not right now. No one's asking me right now in the comments is what I meant. But will there be more FanCon? Yes, there will be more FanCon. I have recorded additional episodes of FanCon. They haven't been edited yet, but I will try to get to them soon, I promise. So there are going to be more episodes of FanCon, and there's going to be more. Stay tuned. I've recorded episodes of that. I just haven't edited those either. As it turns out, editing is a long process, and it takes a lot of man hours. In this case, this man and his hours. Ronan says, will there be more FanCon, Phil? LOL. Thank you. I'm glad somebody asked. All right. Thank you. Somebody asked. That makes me feel slightly better. Yes, there will be more FanCon. Don't you worry. There will be more. Stay tuned. Don't worry about that. So that was the next kind of like notch in the belt that happened. And the next thing I want to tell you about, because it hasn't been released yet, but it's done. It is done. And it's coming out soon. I'm so excited for this, you guys. I can't contain my excitement enough. I have an original short film. It's the first time in I don't know how many years that maybe since like 2001, that I've put out an actual short film. Okay? All new short film coming out on December 8th called Sparking Sunshine. Sparking Sunshine is a 10-minute documentary about my Retail Sunshine comic strip books, the characters, and it focuses on them getting animated. So at the end of the film, there's an animated cartoon for you to watch. So it's a documentary and it's a cartoon, and it's basically a behind-the-scenes making of that cartoon and how it got to this point. How did it go from comic strip to animation? I'm super proud of it. It's the most important film I have ever made, which is, I know, a big statement, and I'm not trying to get you too worked up and then let you down. but some people have seen it already. I have shared it with certain people who are in my inner circle, mostly family, and the people seem to really be enjoying it, and not just the family members who feel like they have to say that. people who've watched it, it's gotten really, really strong, positive results and feedback. So I'm so excited to be sharing it with you guys, and that is what brings me to this next part of this video. Okay, so here's the deal, everybody. Patreon is how I'm living now. I mean, it's not 100% supporting me 100% yet, but it is how I am paying my bills. So I currently have 24 amazing people who have got on board with me on Patreon. So first of all, thank you so much to those 24 people. You guys, it's beyond moving. To the rest of you guys who haven't gotten on board yet, I'm inviting you to do this. It's not a handout. This is something this is my livelihood. I'm creating content for a living. This is what I do. Sometimes it pays on the side. I'll do a side gig. And And sometimes, most of the time, it doesn't. And that makes the line of work I've chosen incredibly difficult. So I'm going to show you guys how you can support me on Patreon. I'm going to invite you to do this. And if for some reason this is just not in your wheelhouse, if you're like, I can't spare $1, Phil, I can't even do that. Okay, then maybe you can go ahead and pass this video along to somebody, or maybe you can pass the link that's on the screen along to somebody and make a suggestion. But I'm going to share my screen with you now, and I'm going to show you how this works. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at Patreon and see how all of this kind of like looks to you. If I'm looking at Patreon on my screen, let me go ahead and get everything side by side so I can look at you and I can look at this at the same time. I have transformed Patreon, guys. I transformed it. So originally, my Patreon account, which has been around for a couple years now, originally this Patreon account was focused on stay tuned only. It was just stay tuned. I'll stay tuned all the time. And I've decided I do a lot of projects. I have a lot of different things that I'm involved in creating. Stay tuned is not the only thing. There's a lot of things. And as it turns out, people who are interested in one of the things that I do tend to be interested in the other things I do. So I've changed my Patreon, and it's now The Art of Filmaki. So you can see it right there. I'm circling it with my mouse. The Art of Filmaki. That's me. That's me in cartoon form right there. That's also the Stay Tuned logo. You might recognize that. And it says Filmaki is creating podcasts, videos, comics, and more. And that's exactly what it is. I'm doing those things. So this is how you can support me, okay? Like, this is the best way. This is the absolute best possible way. You can select a membership level. Now, I want to explain the membership level thing. These are the pre-created tiers that already exist. Can you put in a different amount? Yes, you can. If for some reason $5 is too much and $2 is too little, you can put in 3 or 4. It doesn't matter. But the point is that these different tiers have different perks. And if you want to learn about the perks, you can click Show More, and you can read all about the perks. You can click Show More there. You can click Show More there. And you'll notice it says save 16% if you pay annually. This is brand new as of this weekend. I've never done this before. Okay? As of this weekend, 16% means 2 months. So 2 months for free. If you sign up for annual and you don't do the monthly thing, I will thank you by giving you 2 months for free. Yes, it does technically hurt my pocketbook, but it's my way of thanking you for jumping in for a full year. Hopefully you'll want to jump in beyond that. Hopefully you'll want to up your pledge at some point. But this is my way of thanking you. And I'm only going to have this 16% discount for the next 2 weeks. That's it, okay? Once December gets here, I'll do some other thing. It'll probably be like half of that. It'll be 1 month free, okay? But I'd love for you to get involved now. It would mean the world to me, and this is the way that you can do it. So you'll notice that there are 4 tiers. There's a $2 tier, a $5 tier, a $10 tier, and down here a $25 tier. These are called super patrons. The super patrons get a little something extra every month. What they get is I will do a 1 hour, well, not usually 1 hour. It's usually somewhere between like 20 minutes or longer. But I do a special video recording just for my super patrons every month. It's something that nobody else gets access to. It's only for the super patrons. So if you want to know like what I'm working on, see some behind the scenes drawings, know what kind of cartoons I'm binging at the moment, whatever projects I'm cooking up in my crazy brain, be a super patron, because you'll get the absolute like behind the scenes scoop on everything. What's great about Patreon also is it's interactive. So as you can see, actually, before I tell you how it's interactive, before I do that, let me show you this. You see how it says follow right there? Okay, well, if for some reason you can't do like any kind of pledge, you're like, Phil, I can't, I'm sorry, I have to put all my money into, I don't know, chain smoking. I don't know, whatever you're doing with your money. Or maybe you're a coffee addict and you just can't get rid of buying coffee every single day. You can click follow. Now, follow is free, okay? Follow, what it does is occasionally I will post something publicly on Patreon. Not often, but sometimes I will. And if you're following me, it doesn't cost you anything, but you will get notified through email that I made a public posting. So, you know, if that's more your speed, then yes, I invite you to follow also. But look, you can also share. You can click the share button and tell everybody about my page. You can click on these little links here: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, and that takes you, I think it takes you to my other accounts. Let me see. Where does it take you? I'm gonna take a look. Oh yeah, okay. It just takes you to the places where I can be found on social media. So there you go. This is a great little zone. It's kind of nondescript and like not super obvious, but this is a great place right there. And it shows you I'm very public about everything I do. I have 24 patrons. It brings me $230 a month. No, that is not enough for me to live on. So that's why I'm doing this video today. And for those of you sitting at home wondering, is this a kind of infomercial? Don't tell anyone. Yes. Anyway, so here we go. Let's scroll down the page here. Let's scroll down. So this is a public post you're seeing under the About section. This tells you a little bit about who I am. You can see the official trailer in a very old photo of me from the early, I don't know, probably 2010 or something. 10 years ago photo? I don't know. But this is a link to the trailer for my short film that I mentioned earlier. And for those of you guys who are wondering, yes, as a perk for being a super patron, and also the premium patrons, it's a brand new thing I'm doing. In 2 days, you will get early access to see my short film. That's one of the perks. You will get early access to watch it before everybody else on the 17th. Today is the 15th. So on the 17th, you'll get early access. So, you know, even if the only thing you want is early access to that film, and you jump into this Patreon thing for like a month only, technically you can do that. Okay? I hope you stick around longer than a month, but technically you can jump in for a month and then you can cancel. Great? There you go. Now you know about that. But if you go down here below this video and click show more, this explains more about like all of the perks, all of the, like the things you get when you pledge at a different level. Okay, there's the monthly video updates I told you about, right? Then there's little things. There's little things like this. Like there's a video, a really great video that I was a part of back in, I think 2006. No, not 16. 2016. Anyway, below that, these are goals. These are the goals that I'm setting. Okay, I have a goal of getting. Two goals. I have $1,500 a month is my first goal, and then double that is my second goal. If I get to the second goal, I'm going to start making swag bags, okay? That means I'm going to create merchandise just for my patrons, and you won't have to do anything. I'm just going to be mailing you swag when I can. That's my goal. I want to mail you guys free stuff. I love doing this stuff. I love making content for free, and I love making merch, and I would love to send you some merch as a thank you. I can't do that when I'm at $230 a month. I can't. It's not that I don't want to. It's like I am unable to do so. So I'm asking you to enable me. Please enable me to make some cool stuff to send to you. I would love to do that. Below this, you can see it says by becoming a patron, you'll instantly unlock access to 152 exclusive posts, 79 audio releases, 20 images, 1 link, 1 poll, 10 writings, and 41 videos. This is the amount of content that I've been producing for my patrons. This is the stuff that you get access to when you're a patron. So, as you can see, I've been very busy. I've been making lots of content. I hope to be making it worth your while, is what I'm saying. I just mentioned on the page that you can pledge annually and save, and if you click continue reading, you can see there's like steps on how to, if you're already a patron and you want to become an annual member, this tells you how to do that. It is actually 2 months free. I know it says 1 month free, but I've changed it to make it 2. I may have to refresh this page. Let me refresh this page and see if I can fix that. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. There it is. There it is. 2 months free. See? There you go. So that is a limited time thing for the next 2 weeks. But yeah, as you can see here, like I'm posting lots of content. There's a direct link to the Roger Rabbit event from November 5th. I forgot to mention that somehow. How did I forget to mention that? Let's go ahead and talk about that for a hot second, shall we? November 5th, I was invited. And can I tell you how great it is to be invited to do stuff? It's like so amazing. I was invited to host this amazing event for the Musco Center, Center for the Arts in California, and it was all about Roger Rabbit. There were amazing people that were involved in the creation of that film and the collecting of that artwork, and I got to be the moderator. So if you haven't watched that yet, you should definitely watch that. And in the beginning of this year, I actually hosted an animation event right here in Austin called the Animation Show of Shows. It's a traveling animation event. People have asked me, like, what was my real involvement with it? My involvement was just that I was the host when they came to Austin. That's it. I didn't have any films in the Show of Shows. I didn't get any money from any of that. I was just the host. So, but it was amazing to do it, and I actually hosted it twice. I hosted it once last summer, 2019, and then in the early part of this year. So hosting is becoming a big part of my life. And unfortunately, a lot of it is done for free. So if you're wondering why I'm doing this video with you guys today, it's because I would love for you to help me keep doing free content for people. And so that's my invitation to you. That is the message in this video is, this is where you support me. This is how you help me to continue doing these things. Let me see if I have any other comments from people. Diana says, but wait, there's more. This is very true. I know how infomercial this is. Look, this is absolutely a very infomercial video, and I'm leaning right into it. I don't mind. I've got my nice cheesy shirt on. This is a brand new shirt, by the way, that I had to get. It was from Target. I think it was from Target. But yeah. So the point is like, yes, I'm aware how infomercial-y this sounds. That's okay. It's all right. That's just the reality of it, guys. This is it. Some of you guys are familiar with going to a place of work where you punch a clock and you come in and you work for 8 hours in front of a computer. Well, I've punched in my clock. I'm here in front of my computer. This is me doing my job. So that's what doing my job looks like. And then I'm also creating content. But the reason why I brought up the annual membership thing, I brought that up because that's a brand new thing. And people have been asking for that for a while. People have been asking me, is there a way to subscribe annually? It would be easier for everybody if they could just have their credit card charged once and not have to think about it the rest of the year. Also, I'm very aware that people change credit cards sometimes. Sometimes your card expires, right? And then I've had that happen where people have got on board, but then their card like expired, and then it started bouncing back payments, and there was this whole confusion. So avoid yourself the confusion and be an annual subscriber on Patreon. That's what I'm inviting you to do. Anyway, let's see if there's anybody else saying stuff. We got Diana says, we love it. Thanks, Diana. Stevie jumped in and said, sounds awesome. I'm excited. I'm already a sponsor, but that shirt looks great. Oh, by the way, that shirt looks great. Thanks. I was really worried about doing this shirt because it's incredibly busy. And I've always been under the impression that when you're doing anything televised, you don't want a busy shirt because it can be super distracting. But today I was like, I haven't worn this shirt yet. I can't think of a better way to break it in than on a video with all of you guys. Plus, I don't like wearing the same shirts on camera too often. I like to break it up a little bit because I feel like it makes me look like I never do laundry or something. So this seemed like the right day to wear a new shirt. Anyway, so that's kind of, well, let me do this. What's coming up next? Okay, let me talk about the future a little bit. And again, if you feel like commenting or asking me any questions, if you're coming into this video late and you're like, what did I miss? Well, you can ask me what you missed. I can kind of like give you the short and sweet version. You can also go back and watch this video later. But the short and sweet version essentially is go to this link right here, become a patron, even if it's $2. I have over 2,000 friends on Facebook. If like half of those people were $2 patrons, things would be very much good right now. I would be feeling a lot less the need to make this video. So I think it's entirely possible, and I think there's a lot of you out there who probably aren't even seeing this video, and I'm hoping it'll reach as many of you as possible. So maybe you can spread the word, help me out, share this video with some friends, send it in a private message. Let them know that if you are a happy patron and you would like to tell people, hey, I'm a happy patron, this guy is worth supporting, go ahead and send this video in a private message to somebody and say, you should totally check this guy out. Thanks for doing that in advance if you are doing that. Anyway, what's going on in the future? Well, like I said, on November 17th, that's in 2 days, I will be early releasing my animation documentary film, Sparking Sunshine. It's going to be early released in 2 days, only to my top 2 patrons, top 2 tiered patrons, the super patrons and the premium patrons. Those are the folks that get early access. If you want to be one of those folks, you can do that. You just got to jump in right now. After that, what's happening after that? Okay, December 8th, that's when I'm widely releasing the film. Did I mention I'm widely releasing it on Amazon Prime Video? Yes, it's the first time I've had anything ever on Amazon Prime Video. Ever. It's happening. December 8th. It's a real thing. If you are a Prime user, if you're a Prime Video user, for free, you'll be able to watch the video on Prime on December 8th. I think that's pretty awesome. It'll be available on YouTube as well, but I think the fact that it's on Prime is just a really exciting thing. A lot of people use Prime on their TV, and so it can be a great way for you to pull the video up and watch it on the big screen. It's only 10 minutes long, so it's not that big of a commitment. And hey, if you're one of the people that has already seen the film, whenever you watch this video, I would love if you could write me a review on Amazon Prime, because there's a section for reviews up there. I don't think anybody's reviewed it yet. So, yeah, please do that. What else is happening? Oh, there's 4 more episodes of FanCon coming up. They are centered around, believe it or not, Roger Rabbit and Toontown, Gary Wolf's Toontown concept. So those 4 episodes are going to be here at some point. I don't know when. Don't hound me. I'm going to do it. I promise. So that's coming up next. Yes, there will be more Stay Tuned podcast episodes coming soon as well. I'm still working on making season 3. I don't know when that's going to happen. I hope soon. This has been such a busy year. I feel like I haven't stopped once. I haven't been playing video games. I've been working all the time. Those of you guys who know me personally know I'm pretty much working all the time. And again, a lot of that work is unpaid work. So, you know, if you've been entertained by anything that I've done this year, I would love it if you could be any kind of patron right here. It would be really great. I would appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for that in advance. What's after that? Well, after that, I don't know. I have so many things that are potentially in the works that I don't know. I have a book that I put on hold last year. I would love to make a full animated cartoon episode of Retail Sunshine. I would love to do that. That is definitely on my list of things to do. And I have had people ask me, is there a Retail Sunshine animated series on the way? Yes, there is. I don't know when, but I'm going to work on it. And you know what would help me make it faster? And I'm not just saying this, it's true, would be if people were supporting me here. Because if people were supporting me here, it would allow me to pay my rent. Which, as it turns out, is really important. I wish someone would have told me this years ago. But apparently paying for rent is very important. It's a thing that you have to do to survive. So, you know, that's all. I don't know what else to say about that. I don't have any more people asking me questions in the comments. So if for some reason you're watching this video after it's live, after the fact, maybe you're busy right now. Maybe you're outside enjoying this gorgeous day in Austin. Or maybe you're somewhere else in the country enjoying a gorgeous day. Maybe. You might be. If you are, and you're watching this tonight, everything I said still applies. Okay? If you ever have any questions or any you want me to walk you through, how do I set up Patreon, Phil? I will walk you through. I will call you on the phone and I will help you out. In fact, before I sign off here, I'm going to show you what it looks like to do a subscribe, okay? Oh, Diana says, always entertained. Looking forward to future projects and things. Thank you, Diana. Diana, you've been one of my close friends and supporters for so long. You're super, super awesome, and you mean a lot to me. So thank you so much for being there. Yeah. Oh, and some of you might know this. I don't know if you know this, but at the end of the videos that I did this summer with Stay Tuned Live, I flashed a little image on the screen with all of the names of my Patreon supporters, and it was a special shout out. I'm going to try to find more ways to do that, more ways to thank you guys for being supportive, and little shout outs here and there and whatever. And if there's something you want from me and for some reason I'm not providing it already, please let me know. Seriously, if you want to send me an email or a direct message or something, or a comment in this video, just tell me, hey Phil, I'd really love it if you could do X, Y, and Z. I've been blown away by how many people I thought were supporting me because they wanted perks. And I've come to realize that many of you don't care about the perks or the rewards. You just want to support what I do. It truly, thank you guys for that. I never expected that. It blows me away whenever I find that out. There are people that have not even taken advantage of any of the rewards, the digital rewards that I put out. They're not even really looking at it. They're just being supportive. So again, thank you for that so much. It was not something I expected at all. Yeah. So let's see what I was going to tell you guys. What else was there? Oh, before I close up, and by the way, you can still put your comments in the comment section. Before I close up for the evening, or the afternoon, I guess, because really it's only 3:45 here. As you can see, I'm going to do one more screen share, and I'm going to show you guys how you can sign up on Patreon. Okay, it's going to be really cool. Here we go. Here we are. All right, so let me move my windows around here so that I can kind of see things. Okay, so if you go to patreon.com/Philmaki, yes, obviously you can click join under any of these tiers, including that one right there. You can do it for any of those. But if you're scrolling down the page and you bypass all of those things, look what happens in the corner. Become a patron button. It pops right up, right there. So you just click become a patron, and the page loads up like this. It says become a patron of Philmaki. Beginner, advanced, premium, super. I've got 4 tiers. That's it. Only 4. Now below that it says don't want to select a tier? Make a custom pledge. Did you know this was here, guys? Did you know this button was there? A lot of people don't know that. You can click make a custom pledge. And then it asks you to sign up to be a member of Patreon, which is free. You can sign up for free. Let me go back one page. Let's click on $10 and say you want to do that. You're like, $10 is my speed. I can totally do that. You click join once again. It asks you to sign up. Okay? Are you seeing a trend? Below that join, it says save 16% if you pay annually. If you're wondering what that equals, it's 2 months for free. So if you click on that, again, it takes you to this page where you sign up. Right? You get my drift now? You're seeing how that works? That's how it works. So all you do there is sign up to be a Patreon member, And then, or if you are already a member, on the bottom there it says already have an account, log in. You can click log in and it asks you to log in. So that's it. It's pretty easy. And that's about all I have to say about that. Let's see. I do have some private messages from you. What did I just get sent? Oh, look at that. I have a friend of mine who got some love from Danny Elfman. That's awesome. I have friends who are fans of Danny Elfman, just like myself. And my friend out in California, she just got a special shout out from Danny Elfman for her birthday. Super, super nice. Oh, that reminds me, before I go, I just mentioned Danny Elfman, right? Danny Elfman had a band back in the day called Oingo Boingo. And one of the members of that band goes by the name of Steve Bartek, who plays guitar. Well, I'm happy to report that if you check out Sparking Sunshine, you will see Steve Bartek make an appearance, because he was a musical contributor to my animated short film, which was just beyond amazing. So you can look forward to seeing Steve Bartek in that video. The video being Sparking Sunshine, coming out on Amazon Prime December 8th. You can get early access in 2 days if you are a upper tier level of Patreon. That's all I have for now, folks. I've spoken officially for 45 minutes. I was going to go for an hour, but I don't think I had enough material to cover an entire hour. And I'm probably going to go grab something to eat now. But thanks for watching. This has been really great. I appreciate it. Expect to see more from me coming up really soon. And yeah, just tell your friends, join up, and I will see you guys in future broadcasts.